better to keep your mouth shut and be stupid when you're older and remove all doubt. But I will tell you this. I love this river more than anything else. I love this river, even from the time I was a toddler back in Missouri. Before we get too much further out of port, I think I should mention that you best not be sitting on those handrails. They're the only thing between you and the river, and the river don't always take kindly to uninvited guests. They also had reports of river pirates out there in the vicinity, so I wouldn't lean out beyond those rails for that reason either. Frontierland reminds me some of my own hometown, Hannibal. It takes me back to when I was a barefoot boy growing up alongside the riverbank. You know, it seems to me that when I was younger, I could remember everything, whether it happened or not. But as I grow older, I seem to remember only the things that never happened at all. Over across the way on the starboard side was my stomping grounds when I was young. Exceedingly young. Marvelously young. Young by hundreds of years. Younger than I will ever be again. It's called Tom Sawyer's Island, and is named for a friend from my boyhood. Even today, the only way you can get there is by raft. Old man Marcus grain mills there, back in the woods just off Tom's Landing. And that's Mutt Potter's pond and his windmill. We almost hang that once, and that's Mutt's land. I always did like that. Could swear it just funny. He and Tom and I spent most of our wild and reckless youth exploring the island. Lots of caves, lots of adventures, if you know where to look. And we all knew where to look. That's Superstition Bridge. It connects the big island with the little one. And if you follow the Wilderness Trail there, it'll lead you right up to the gates of Fort Langhorne. It's the last straight now, folks, before we head into the Indian country.
Is this happening too? This lightning?
Look off to the port side there. Every now and then, the water under that crest of rock comes to a natural void and spurts out all over the place like a tea kettle left on the fire too long. The Indians around here used to tell me these geysers were actually unfriendly spirits, upset by an uninvited trespasser traipsing all over their city. The Indians named it that because of the sound the falls used to make when the big rains came. Prospectors and get-rich quick speculators showed up, and the name stuck because of the sound of fashion talent going off every few minutes. There's not so much lasting these days. Ghost stories about a runaway line train loaded down with simple-hearted, terror-filled folks like you. by you?
Off to port, Captain.
It's Beacon Joe.
Old Beacon's been marking this river for longer than I can remember. Every time the river does a new channel, Old Beacon will let us know whether it's safe to travel or not. However, Sam here has been writing that if there's danger, he can navigate the Liberty Bell on a heavy river, which is not so safe.
Well, that was good. But mostly it's worn off.
Captain, Indian Village to port. Now that's something you don't see much out this way. That's an outcome from Indian Village. Looks to be from the Powhatan tribe. Usually they stay further east. I've seen the Seminole and Miami this far west. And of course Shoshone, Blackfeet, Crow, but I've never seen outlaws out here.
Lots of game out this way. I've seen moose and deer and plenty of other critters along the shoreline.
That could be why the Powhatans are on this water. Just follow the beach.
Attention deck watch. Controls to port and stern. Engines are steady on.
We're entering the shallow water, but there's no cause for worry. Sam knows every shoal and shallow every snag of sandbar in this part of the river, and he will navigate us through the safe water. You wouldn't steer it wrong, would you, Sam?
I believe we ought never to do wrong, Captain. Especially when others look. Leadsman, hang out.
Would as be as live, as live, as something. What is this thing touches?
Those of you that have been this way before know that the water can get fairly shallow along this stretch of the river. The leadsmen pull out the deck. Each mark is a fathom, 6 feet. Mark 20 is 2 fathoms, and for us that means safe water.
Captain, we're passing Cutthroat Corner. Attention deck crew. Stay alert. There's river pirates out here. This is where they'll most likely be. I can hear them from here. After all the commotion, it sounds like their interests lie elsewhere. If you folks on deck look past the trees on the island, that's Fort Langhorne. Most of these old forts started out as trading posts. When the settlers started heading west, the army came in and took them over. My feeling is, these days, there's a lot less frontier and a lot more civilization than is truly necessary. Leadsman, give me a death breathing. Sing out.
Welcome back to Liberty Square. At this time, please gather up all of your personal belongings. Take small children by the hand. Watch your step and keep your handrails as you make your way down, 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 all the way down to the bottom level. Our boat is not going to exit the door where you got off.